see what we got. So that's just going to give us power to that coil. Then we just take this right here and just a field indicator, and it'll show that we got plenty of magnetism in that part. Once we have magnetism in it, then we can got the sachet in here now. But then we just coat it down, and this fluid here's got magnetic particles in it. And if there's any defects, it'll soak into it, and we'll be able to see it under this black light. The main parts are going to normally be at the front. All these radiuses and fillets in here. Front snout, everything looks good on that. Up under all the rod journals and between the cheeks on the mains. Sometimes if it gets hot, we'll see a cross check across the journal, but normally that's not a structural thing. Sometimes we can live with those, but this one here hasn't been hot, so I doubt we'll see anything like that. Main thing is just probably because this was a runaway, looking at the back of the crank back here on the crank flange is going to be the main spot. But so far it's looking pretty doggone good. Anywhere you would see an indication, it would just form a solid line that's really, really bright. If it washes off, that's not anything. If it's so, this thing's looking pretty doggone good. We can work with it. Nothing in the oil holes. Just check this front snout again just to make sure. But
yeah, they normally, under normal circumstances, they'll snap in the middle where there's no throws.
Well, we'll look there one more time.
I mean, that's.
She looks good.
If it looks good, it's good. You can't.
Yep. It will. I've seen small block Chevrolet. It's a very big block, small block Chevrolet. It's a very common, very similar design crank to this. And, you know, obviously, if it gets in the middle, it'll kind of come up through here, or under the rod journals on either side. Nope, she's good. So now it's 0 and Y, so then we just have to 0 and Z to the center of the bar. So when I do that, is just going to measure the top of the bar. Just going to come in here, put half the bar in, and then we'll go back and verify that we're getting basically 1 inch, 0.99995 to the top of the bar. So then we know we're good on that. So then we can go machine references, is we're going to reference off of our main register machine surface for our bank angles. That's different from machine to machine. Some people reference off the cam bore, but the way we treat it is the cam system is a completely different system than the main line and crank rod system. The only thing that really ties them together is the center to center of the cam and crank for your timing chain or timing gears. So not a big deal. So now we have that, and we'll just roll it up to bank 1. Center back over the crank. measure our bank height. On bank 1, and then we can come in here and we'll measure all our cylinders for center lines, and that'll center all our O-rings. Lord, had just a smidge of crud in here from sitting, so get that out of there. Alright, now that whole bank is stored automatically in our size and our locations. Then we're just going to go and get lined up on bank 2. From bank to bank is showing 1/1000th difference from side to side, so it's actually pretty even. We'll see if it's square here in a minute. Now we're all probed in, so we can take this back girl out of here. Now we'll close this door. So we're just going to take a very fine pass here to see how the index is in front and rear. Look at this. You see, we're pretty square front to rear, but a little off in our angle there on our deck, so we can probably take about 3 or 4 more off of it, and that should clean it right up. So we'll just take 4, and then we can match it on the other side, and that should clean us up. So now we'll do it for real. Yeah, I just always like to take that 1 or 2, 1.5 thousandths pass or so, just to see. Gives us a good indication of what we're working with. Versus just going right after it, then we really don't know what we started with. Line it back to bank 1. And now we know through our software here and our indexing that we're exactly 90 degrees from the first bank. So now we can just tell it how much we want to take. So we take 6 thousandths off to match the other side and just let her go. We are basically dead on. All that's going to basically tell us is the probe is very accurate. The surface and stuff's very accurate, but when you get down to really want something to be within a thou plus or minus, there's nothing beats just touching off on it, making sure. We're just double checking and making sure, okay, we're good on our depths. Everything's lining up like it should, so we'll go ahead and cut the O-ring in this first cylinder here. Then we'll measure the depth to verify, and then once we get that, we'll cut the rest of the bank. We'll leave it right there. We need to modify our depth any. We'll have it right over that existing hole. Backwards here, so basically we are right on 34 thousandths deep. 10, 20, 30, 34. So we're wanting to be between 33 and 34, so we're good there. Now what I will do is I'll probably back up. I'll take a half off of that, just so we have a little bit. We'd rather be a little shallow than too deep with a copper ring, I'd say. So we'll back, instead of 32 and a half, we'll cut it 32 on here, and then we'll go ahead and cut our other 3 on this bank. Side cut, and just we could do some just a little verification here. So it turns out we could have just cut all of it, but you only get one shot, so
Better safe than sorry.
exactly. That's all she wrote.